I'm ranking the DCU, the DC characters. You already have one right there. I'm ranking them also in the possibility of what they can do in a future DC universe, the DC universe that's starting right now with Superman, eventually Supergirl's movie. So I'm ranking them as a character as what they can do. So Supergirl. Supergirl is so underrated. I hope the movie gives her justice, and I hope people give her a chance. For the idea of her being the cousin of Clark, having lived in Krypton, the version of a Woman of Tomorrow, the comic book that they're going with, is such a darker version, and it's perfect because the last thing you need is Supergirl to be and have the same attitude as Superman. She's a lot darker. She has a lot more skeleton in her closet, if you might. So I'm gonna give Supergirl 4, top 4 in the top 4. Green Lantern. Now they're being specific because what they're showing me, even though it's Ryan Reynolds. Let's not talk about him as that role, but Al Jordan as a character. Personally, I see Al Jordan having a lot of potential in the DCU. Also, as a character himself, he's very interesting, but he's not my favorite Green Lantern, even though he's the one that started it all. When you think of Green Lantern, you think of Al Jordan. The main public thinks of Green Lantern, they have Al Jordan in their head. Majority of people. John Stewart as a close second for the younger generations. So I think Al Jordan has a possibility because he's going to be in the DCU as an older veteran, kind of the mentor, maybe, or the older one before, as John Stewart comes in. To me, that's a lot more interesting of an idea. And also, you never know, but there is a possibility that he turns bad, or his darker side. The story of Parallax. Some people think it's too early, the story of Parallax, but it's not if you already have an older Green Lantern, an older Al Jordan. So I'm gonna give him a 6 as in my top 10. Now, a Batman. I'm gonna put Batman at 2. A lot of people would think number one, but I think number 2 just because it's been adapted a lot of times. There's a lot of possibilities to do things we've never seen when it comes to the Bat family, when it comes to his lighter side too, because he's not always all grimy and dark. Like, there's usually a balance also, which we haven't seen. Different type of costumes, all of the above. So that's it. So number 2. So let me go next with Martian Manhunter. Has a lot of possibilities. Again, it's not a main household name, but people that know Justice League know him. A lot of the times he's almost the founder of it. He's one of the strongest characters, on par with Superman sometimes. On par, I'll say on par, never on top, because it's debatable. Superman is pretty much always ends up being on top. So Martian Manhunter should be adapted so much. Even if it's not his own movie, should be somewhere. He's so interesting. So I'm putting him at 3. Superman, 1. What can I say? He's the last son of Krypton. He's godlike. He doesn't even know how strong he is, and the more he goes in life, the stronger he is. And then he has an influence on the next generations, even in the future. He inspires the next generations in the 31st century, as you wish, as far as you can go. And it's Superman, man. Of course, Henry Cavill did an amazing job, and I'm loving what James Gunn is doing with his new version too. So of course he's number 1. He has a lot of potential for a great future. Aquaman. Do not underestimate Aquaman. Not Jason Momoa's Aquaman. I want a new Aquaman. Arthur Curry. Even though story-wise it was pretty much his story, half Atlantean or whatever, but I want the king that is very dark in some ways, but has such a strong heart, and his history is like is him being like stretched and between the humans and the surface dwellers, as you might call them, and the people of the sea, and the environmental approach to it. And all of that, man. There's so much to it, and how powerful he can be, and how much water is important. There's so much to Aquaman, and all of the kingdoms of the sea. Atlantis is just one of them. There's 7 kingdoms. There's so much, and the family history and the legends and what they go, like, you know, there's the Amazons and the older people of this planet, like the Amazons and the Atlanteans, and there's a few others. There's so much to Aquaman. So I will put him, though, even though I said so many good things, he's at 8. Flash, shit, we need to take a break because of what they did, how much they messed it up. But he's so important. I'm putting him at 5. He's so important. When we're gonna reach crisis levels of stories, he's the main. And as much Barry Allen as Wally West and future generations, you could do a lot of stories about events that could occur. He knows the future. He knows that some events could happen. Sometimes he's behind it. Sometimes he's the one that is the instigator of it. He didn't know he started it. Sometimes also he wants to stop it, and nobody else believes him. He could be lost in time. You could have a complex story. You could have like Inception, Interstellar levels of stories. He's also a genius, and Wally has a great story too. Having him as a mentor, having Barry as a mentor, and having a hard time balancing being as good as Barry. Wally's the younger, funnier, and you can go to different generations. Of course, it would take a while to go like to the future all the way to Impulse. So a lot of people talk about Impulse. I love him, but we're not even close to that. But even the speedsters have great stories. At first, when you don't know, you're like, oh, too many speedsters, too many people running around, but there's great stories about them. Reverse Flash is one of the best villains of all time, so Flash has to be 5. Now, Green Arrow, do not underestimate this dude. Funny, quirky. His relationship with Black Canary is amazing because he's the funny one, she's the serious one. He's trying. It's kind of like a Gambit Rogue, I think, relationship. I like that relationship. It's great to see them together. Because also Black Canary is trying to deny how she feels. Green Arrow sometimes is the rich kid, sometimes it's the rich kid that lost everything. The story of the island is amazing. You could do full movie just on the island if you want, like where he comes from, how he learned, how good he is. But he's also lethal. He's so dangerous. He's not as much as Hawkeye. People compare him to Hawkeye, even though they both have gadgets. I would say that Hawkeye is more gadgety, if that's a word, and Green Arrow is more skills and strategy. Where do you put the arrow? How do you put it? He could kill someone in an instant if he wants to. He could be killer if you want to. You can start him as someone that kills and doesn't want to do it anymore. You know, like there's a lot of ways. But I'm putting him at 9 because there's a lot of other potentials. Wonder Woman is. I would have put her higher if I knew. She's 7. Because I can't put her any higher. The Amazons have a great history. Her innocence is so important. You know, like how strong she is also. It depends how they put it. Sometimes she's even bigger than Batman in size, you know. But like, yes, she's pretty. She's gorgeous. Yeah, of course. But she lived for a long time. She's super powerful. She knows it, but she's holding it back. Kind of like Superman. But the difference is that Superman doesn't always know how strong he is. She knows. The background of the Amazons, of the Greek gods, of Greek mythology, there's so much to her. There's so many great bad guys too. It's not just Cheetah. There's Cersei. There's great characters, allies also, from Donna Troy all the way to like Nubia. Like the Amazons have a great history. So she's at 7. I wonder who's gonna be 10. Shazam. He deserves the 10th spot. Now he has a reputation because of the movies, which actually, I always thought it was a great idea to do a Shazam movie. It's funny as hell. The actor did a really good job. I think by the second movie we got over it. It was it was done. It was they're beating around the bush. It wasn't as interesting, but Shazam is a great character. Shazam is a very powerful character, and the thing is that because he's a kid, the kid aspect wasn't used enough by the second movie, I would say. But the kid aspect is so important because its innocence is like, it's not like Diana's innocence. His innocence is like being a kid still learning, but it's always a hard process as a movie because your kid has to grow up, the actor has to grow up. So that's my top 10 from a ranking point of view. So let me know what you think. Peace.